Hi everyone, this is me, this is my story. I want to share my personal experiences in Saudi Arabia. I left my country in the year 2014 on date 6 of October. That is when I personally arrived to the airport, King Khalid International Airport in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And I remember I stayed in the offices right there at the airport for around 3 to 4 hours, waiting for my boss. Then, all over along, he came. And when he came, I moved with him. It was actually the man alone. Just someone showed me and said, "Someone, you have to go now." So I left with him to his home, whereby after it was some like not really hours, but some minutes, long drive, some minute drive. Now you remember you were just coming from a flight, you're very tired really, and now it's now a car drive, just some minutes. It was kind of tiresome really. So after I arrived in her home, I found our wife waiting, eagerly waiting for the long distance Kadama. This is the name they give us over here. They call us Kadama. Kadama or Shagala. The Kadama could sound better because Kadama means a worker. But when they call you Shagala, of which Shagala is although another term for a house worker, but it's kind of like it's a nagging thing. It's like no respect. They have no respect. There are people, you give them all your services. That's where they get you from a long place, a distant place. They get you to do the things they can't do. I think, for me, I think house manager, a housemaid should be treated right, because there are people in other way. They make your daily routine, your daily things, your family and your life complete. But like in Saudi Arabia, it's not the same. They don't have most of them. I don't say all. Most of them, they don't have respect for their house workers. So in fact, after I arrived, I was really welcomed. They made for me some tea and a bread, kind of they call the samuli. I took my tea. It was milk tea, in fact. It was a nice and warm welcome. But there was a big problem because they couldn't get into my language. I couldn't get into their languages. So I was asked to go and sleep. And this sleep, how they are telling you, if they knew one word about to sleep. So I was shown to sleep, and she's showing even by actions. So I left my room to sleep until my body was free from the anonymous journey, two-way journeys, all the way from my country. The change of climate, you have to be tired. The change of weather, everything like this. So after I wake up, she woke me up. She asked me to take shower again. Then she was kind of friendly for the first 3 days. Now she wants to know me. What's your name? She wants to take me photos in Kenyan dresses, and she wants now to just like a kind of warm welcome. So she was there. She noticed that when I get to her home, I had my nails painted, both legs and my hands, and I had my hair. I had a nice hair because I had a wig. So she was like wondering. Then she had to order me on, I don't want this, I don't want this. So she ordered me to remove my nail paints, both legs and toes, both my hands and my toes. And she said, you have to cut your nails short up to this point. She was showing me, in fact, where she wants them up to. So I obeyed, because I said, for anyone who needs something, you have to bow down for what you need. There's nothing comes from behind. Even the feathers ostrich never come from behind our homestead. That's why we travel miles to search for pennies. So After that, she had prepared a nice meal, their bread. Now she's introducing me for the first time to her the Saudian meals. It was the Arabic bread and some nice meat stew. So I had to eat, and she was very jovial, calling all over the sisters, the mother. They had to come and pay a visit her. They have to see now she has a shagala, she has a maid, something like this. Then she was just giving me a break and a warm welcome. Then after 3 days, it's when she sat down with me, and she's now trying to arrange for me how to work. This is what you'll be doing. This is what you'll be doing. She had 2 kids, twins, and they were to the age of almost nearly 1 year age. Both of them, they were twins, a boy and a girl. Not walking, not speaking, no nothing. So she asked me, don't touch my kids. And the other thing, don't dare cook for me or clean anything for me in the kitchen. Just apart from my general work was cleaning. That I mean the entire house cleaning every day, and clean the utensils. Even if I wash for her the vegetables in the kitchen, I was not supposed to cut them, because one, she said, why? I don't understand why you are black, and I don't know in your country, the country you're coming from. I said, that's why. I told her I'm from Kenya. She was imagining that the entire Kenyans are black. Then I told her, no, you are wrong. Not all of us are black. I have my father. My father, I can't say is white, is brown. Is brown. My sister is brown. I told her from my entire family we are mixture. We are a mixture of colors. Just the same family, but we have mixtures of colors. Like the entire nation, we have mixture of colors. The people are super white, nearly white, very brown. We have black, we have the chocolate, and we have the brownish, not really white, not really dark, not really chocolate. So she said I should never cut for her anything, like the vegetables. Therefore, I could do was just to clean and wash them. So it has been well for me for the first invitation days, the first 3 days. Like the saying goes, it's okay for a visitor, a new visitor, to be welcomed the very first day. After the second, the third day, then comes, there's a day you want to give her a fork. She has to go to the fields and really work like you're no longer a visitor. So after day 3, that was the last day she gave me lunchtime, in fact. So she told me, in this house, there's no more lunch. So it will be always one meal. That's in the morning. She would give me tea and the kubus, 1 pieces of kubus. This is the Arabic bread. And you're new to this stuff. You're not used to this. It's something new you get. And the nurse, it was okay. It could flow with the meat stews or the stew like this, but now it's with tea, and I'm not used to this kind of life. So, but I just hate to call, because I'm getting introduced to another life, and I'm that one person who I just have to be down and down and down. I wanna, because I just came here for money, not for anything about this. I just need anything to survive, to give me the energy to be able to work by the end of the day, by the end of the month, by the end of my contract. I have all the money. I wanted to get back to my country. Little did I know that I was to have a lot to go through. Then this happened after she told me that this is the end of eating lunch from my house. She said that only one meal, of which I was okay with me, but considering from back in my country that we have 3 meals, we always have breakfast, we have lunch, and we have dinner, and there's not really like much to do back in my country. It's really working. You have to be hardworking, you have to be strong, you have to be focusing, you have to be focused, you have never have to break, because it's really a big house. It's really too much work. But this is not really the story. The thing is, I had to keep cleaning the house from 7 when I wake up in the morning, and she arranged with me. She told me I would be waking up in the morning 7. And now you have to remember, this time everyone is sleeping. There is the vacuum, and the vacuum is always noisy. So you are in fear. You don't know how to vacuum. You don't know. But I had to do it. So I closed the doors as I vacuum and out. I closed the door and every time, because I don't want to disturb anybody's peace in sleep. So this way. But now after 1 week, it's now when she's trying to show me her real characters. The woman was too much noisy. I'm not used to shouting. I just know you are a human being like any other person. You make a mistake, someone has to approach you and say, come on, hey, why did you just do like this? You know, this was our order in Kenya, but these people shout like crazy. They just shout and shout. It's really nagging, the kind of talking. Like, you are talking to a big person. You're talking to a fellow complete human being, not a baby. Why would you shout like someone as if I was an animal? That was the first red flag. I was almost like, what? Then I said, okay, anyways, she is my boss. I have to obey and I have to listen to her. Now it comes that I have to be in and out. In and out, I am waking up. She just calls and she calls like it's a night wink. She wants to call and see you right there in front of her, and you're upstairs. I said, no, sorry, not me. You will not make me run in this your house like I'm a fellow baby. Yes, I am your worker. You know, these are just red flag of a slave. But mind you, because of those big ambitions you have and the amount of money you see in front of you, the promises in the money are big. You don't just break down at a first instance. So, my dear, I have to cope with the situation. I have to come running up and down, running. Then it's tedious. She will have to call you up to 10 times. She'll never give you a break. Imagine even you are cleaning clothes from the upper room, because they always give shagalas. They had the third floor, and you find you have your own bathroom, you have your own single room, you have they have the machine room, and the place for laundry is on your third floor. So imagine you're cleaning, which will take just 15 minutes. She has to keep calling you. You're up and down. And remember, on an empty stomach, you only took tea with kubus in the morning. Now it's until all the night. You didn't find anything else to drink. It's really hard. But anyways, I call Saudi Arabia jungle. If you go through and you come through, you are super strong. You are super strong. You can survive anywhere. Where there's no life, you can survive. It's not easy to be in Saudi Arabia. So after this, now it came to almost 1 month. I just had to cope with. Now things changed. Things are not really quite in order. But I made sure everything I did the best of my cleaning out of me. Everything, the house sparkling clean every single day. It now became my routine. Yes, working too hard, working in the sun, because this time I arrived, it was summertime, sleeping in a room without AC. It's super hot. She didn't care. Shortly, and then there was the change over the seasons. The cold, I really enjoyed the cold. This time, the sisters, the in-laws, everyone was loving me, because that house, when I get there, it was a new home, but it was abused. It was not kept clean, not kept well, very dirty. But I had to brush all over the walls, in and out, everything, the doors, the windows, the bathrooms, the kitchen, the cabinets in the kitchen, the wardrobes, everything was sparkling clean. Because I believe if I have work, I don't just work for a human being. I need the Lord Almighty to put me in this pair to to make a tick in everything I do. I work as if I am working for the Lord. That was how I used to promise myself. And then after 1 month now, surprisingly, I was to be paid money. In the first month, I was paid half money, and she wrote something on a paper where I had to put my fingerprint, my signature, about I got my salary. And they said after 7 days, we'll pay you the rest. So for the first month, I was paid 450, and my entire salary was supposed to be 900. Then when I kept asking on her, she refused, because I told her I came on this date. I arrived in your home on date 6, and that's especially when they start counting your salary the first day you arrive in their home, whether you worked, whether you slept. That's the validity day of counting your salary. So she didn't pay me on date 6 or 8, she paid me on 31st, 30th, and she said the rest of the money after 1 week I'll finish for you. I put that in my mind. Although she was talking different language, I could relate what she was talking. That's why she asked me to sign on a paper, and I did, knowing she would pay me. I trusted her words, knowing she would pay me. But then I asked her after the same day she had talked, and she denied. I didn't have a choice. I said, okay, fine. So you said for 1 week I didn't work. Okay, fine. Then we need a good start fresh. So they had no problem apart from this one now. And I wanted this money to be sent back in Kenya, because I remember I was working before in Kenya. I was working in a company, Stormy Limited. Hello guys, my Stormy, you are my backbone. You made me strong. What I was doing for you is what I'm doing in Saudi Arabia, and I'm really doing better in this. So what happened? I asked her to send this now 400 for me through the bank, because I had a loan. I will not mention the bank. I had taken a loan. Although after I take this loan, because I take loan as a servant in Stormy Limited company. So what I did is I had the moment I left work, because I was not sacked out of work. The moment I left work, I quit working with this company. I left my 2 months salaries for them to repay my loan. So I think I had a balance of which I had guarantors who are my securities, and one of them had my money. So the moment I left work, she never paid my money. I tried reaching her, she was out of reach, and I personally had gone back to the bank and explained and given her details. So I said, you have to contact these people. This person will be reliable for my loan, because of ABCD. I can't reach her. She has my money. I have no money left, and I'm taking a flight outside the country. That's how I had it. So when I asked them to send for me the money in the bank, this is what happened. I left me and the madam and the husband, the 3 of us, and the 2 kids in the car. So when we went there, we stayed in the there was in and out, because it was the woman now doing the stuff, not the husband. The husband here served as the driver to take us to the bank. So it was the madam. And the thing is, after we went to bag, it was in and out. Then the money was put whole. I don't know what went wrong, because this money, to the person the recipient of the money never received anything. When he went checking on the money and the whatsoever, I remember this was Haraj Bank. There was nothing sent. So I don't know. Within my brains, I only thought this is little money, and maybe she chose to put it in account and lie to me. How will someone follow money for 3-4 days, and I ask them, they will say they will go back to the bank, and they never went back to the bank. That's red flag number 1. Then this made me so much scared, because I had a lot of dreams. I had a lot of things in mind. So this was the first thing disturbed. But I promised to do my good work and they were good too. They always used to pay me, but there was no food, no enough food. A lot of working, no rest. In fact, I could just sit in the car like this. The only place I would rest is when they are going somewhere. They will always never leave me behind. They will always put me in the car, and I would just sit 1 minute and I'm gone. I just want to sleep because my body was queuing. I was so thirst of a rest like this. You working non-stop without, from 7 a.m. all the way to 2 a.m., 3 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m. in the morning. And that's, I have to go sleep. And I go to sleep 7 a.m. I have to wake up. I don't wake up. She wakes up, and the staircase inside the house, the staircase upwards was a steel metal, a glass and a steel metal stair her upwards. So what she would do, she would take something like a metal, a spoon, and like this. She would just eat that, and she's calling you with all the voice, like she would be talking to my whole village. If it was back in my family, the whole village is listening to. It's very early in the morning. She would just shout, "Calm down! Why are you sleeping? You came here to work." Then you have to wake up. You're tired, really. You need more time to quench your body, but it will not happen like this. So I really worked very nicely. Now, every month she used to pay my salary, but they will never send my money. I ask her about sending my money. They will say, wait. My money never used to be sent. So I had all my money accumulated for all the way up to 11 months, plus the other money the people give me hadia, like the in-laws, the mother-in-law. She used to love me very much because she didn't have a servant, she didn't have a maid. I am the one. Every week I had to go there and clean her entire house. So she used to love me because of my work. I just did it perfect. She used to love me. She would give me like almost every Friday. She would give me like 50, like 100. This is hadia. In other words, hadia is a gift. So with all this, I had the money accumulated with me. So by the end of 11 months, my salary was 900. By the end of 11 months, I had almost 11,800 fully accumulated money. Remember, there is a lot of noise in the house. No one will ever talk to you like you are a human being. They will trash you. They will call you names. Even they are calling you Shagala. I would wonder, Shagala, why do you have to call me? And then she will make noises. Yes, you're just here, Shagala. You are Shagala, nothing else. I ask her, I know I am your housemaid, but you gotta respect me because this is just my hobbies. I don't cross your boundaries. I am just your Shagala. I will do everything for you. Don't remind me. It hits me back in my head. Don't remind me. Then sometimes I have to make arguments because of how she want to take me like I'm not a human being. I'm like a less human being, like you are just black, you are just a maid, something like this. So I sit with that down and I just felt like, oh, this is too much. I can't. It's enough. Then I tell her, why? Because, I signed this job. This is a contract job I signed officially. I had a family. I left my family for you. I had work. I left my work for you. Why do you treat me like this? No food, no rest. My dear, do you remember I am a human being? Why do you have to be like this to me? Do I do any wrong for you? I don't. I never touch. I can't touch your husband. If that's why you think you're insuspicious, you have insecurity around me, I can't. I am a Christian and I fear God, and I'll not do it for the sake of my God. I'm here just for money and work. I'm not here because I was a fool. I am not educated. I'm not here because I didn't have anything to do. I'm not here because I lacked where to be. I had family, I had a husband and everything. I had work. But it's a choice I made. You don't have to treat me like this. She asked me what I want. Then I tell her, I have to rest. I can't work like a machine. I need time to rest. She said, it's okay. But I used to have a phone that time, and then because after I was struggling now, I started to try reaching my agency, and then the problem was super discouraged. How will you deny someone food and you expect them to work for you very nicely? This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong for the Saudi people. This is wrong, and this is not what we have. We Africans, we are bound of love. We grow with areas with love. I don't say Africans are never animals, are never bad people. Yes, but we grow up in a place where there's love. You treat humans like humans, not animals. Then she said, okay, but still there used to be no food, but I was okay. But the big problem was too much noise from nowhere for nothing. Just like this is like how do I call this? This used to be like what? Not like drama really, because she was really loud and clear and very abusive. Even, I don't know, she used to know some little English. You want to talk to her just something of sense, and she will abuse you and like tell you nonsense. How? You wonder. Okay, the real problems which really traumatized me. You don't know any shop. You can't go out by your own. No one gives you soap to take shower. No one gives you pads. How do you survive like this? No one gives you even clothing for winter. And when you hear about winter in Kenya, it's good. It can be winter and you don't have a sweater and it's okay. But here winter is so extreme. Water, everything is like, oh, it's super cold, and you are dressed in nylon dresses for the summer. You are kidding me? Is this right? This is not good at all. It sags. So how I used to survive this winter season, it was through the mother-in-law and the sister. They used to laugh really because I couldn't speak Arabic really. And for all this time, my boss and our wife, they don't talk to me too much. And when they talk, they will tell me this. Maybe, for example, it's a knife. They will tell you this. And then they will ask you the name in English. So I am supposed to tell her now this, the item. She's pointing at me. I'll tell her this is maybe salt. If it's salt, tell her this is salt. She'll never tell me the Arabic name is meleh. If it's a knife, I'll tell her knife. She'll never used to tell me the Arabic name is skin. So, I almost staggered almost 1 year. I didn't know Arabic. And I thought they are doing that as a protective measure for me. So anything they can discuss, anything they can mess up with me with a language I don't understand. And that is just a foolish situation. It's weird. So how I used to learn small Arabic is sometimes, like almost every week or every 2 weeks, I will go to the mother-in-law, the mother of the husband. I will stay with her for 2 days or 3 days, cleaning. So, because she's a grandma, she will come tell me, Mele, Sakin, Akil, Gata, Kasil, Efta, Sakre, Furon, Malag, Mele. She would tell me, and I used to be smart even back in school. I used to be smart. Everything she tells me, I used to master it and put it in my head. So when I get back to my Kafil's home now, I'll be like, I am speaking English. I am speaking now Arabic. She will tell me this, I will tell her. Because they used to tell me some stuff like Bofsaya, like Intamavik ways. They would tell me a lot of stuff like what was the most annoying thing? Kalba. You imagine you're being called a dong and you're smiling back. You are happy. You are proud to be called a dong. Oh my God. I thank God. It's a foolish situation. So for my fellow Africans, whatsoever they found themselves in the Arabic places, Even if it's the English, pretend that you don't understand English. Let them teach you their language. It's good. You can understand where there is a problem, and you can also discuss wherever there arises a problem. Imagine you are with people, you don't speak their language, they can't understand you, and you really have a problem. How do you express this? Because this problem got me through. Now after 7 months, the same family, from the brother to the different area, though in one province, like I would say in one location, but different areas. Like being in Nairobi, there's Machakos. It's in the outskirts of in the outskirts of Nairobi, but not kind of very far. It's a reachable place. So there was another Kenyan, Fortiana. Fortiana, what you did was wise and was stupid in another way, because I explained to you all my problems. She was a returnee. She had finished her first work in Saudi Arabia, traveled to Kenya, and this was her second coming, and she was good in Arabic. So I explained to her my problems, because everybody in the whole family, they were worried about me, because when I came there, I had a good body, looking nice, but this time my whole entire body is shrinking. I'm getting more black, I'm getting more weak, I'm getting more thin. I'm just there and everything is changing, my face, everything. So she used to ask me, are you okay? You don't look like you're okay. I thought I just opened, because I had to open. This was a problem to me. Then I opened. I told her, Fortiana, please, I am really suffering. And this time I'm trying to reach my hand so that I would tell them that I'm not okay. I really like to work. I really like to work. Even if these people I am with, I know they're not very bad, but I want them to adjust, at least in some areas. I will cope with them. I will work for them. And if the climate will favor me, I have no problem to work for them. Even after 3 years, I will give them an additional year for bonus, because I wasn't in a hurry to go back in my country. So I explained to her everything. As a sister, she felt, because it wasn't easy for me. About my money, I asked her several times. She can ask her boss, who is the brother of my boss, to send for me, but she feared one thing. She feared, because I feared for the big money I had. So the problem she did is, she thought these Arabs, let me be honest, you can't be a friend. There's no real friendship in Arabs. I can say, according to my own personal mind and experience, Arabs, they are good people. They are good people. I will not say they are all bad. No, they are good people. But you can't be, a friend who is like a CID to, like an investigator, and she'll use what she knows with you to betray you. That's how Arabs are. In other words, they're slippery. You don't have a way to catch them well. They're slippery. They are like this, they're like that. Yani kullu insan nasin min harab. يعني كذا هو كذا مغايرة يعني ممكن say الحين كويس by then كذا يعني you can never understand them. They are never what, no called. They're this, that they don't have a specific way of definition. So she thought this madam, because she was very nice to her, being a woman of a policeman, she used to think that this woman was a good friend. But in fact, she was a friend. She told her all my problems, and they had to see the whole family, because she cried, I need my sister to be helped. And now, because the boss to this girl, they had the Kenyan from Mombasa, Fortiana, his name was Abdallah. This Abdallah, they were all happy with her. They were good. Everything was okay. So she wanted them to intervene with my case and give me immediate help. With the family I was in, this woman, she was hated by her entire family because she wasn't good. She wasn't good. She had a bad attitude, just a bad person like this. So they never used to love this woman. But with their son, who was my boss, he had a nickname, Shiri. His real name was Abdullah someone, I don't know. I just tried to remember some names in the documents. So his nickname was Shri. So he was very cute guy, very handsome but not young. He was a mature man. But he was not really like a problem to me. But though he used to, on high notes, he used to seduce me. I was just playing my mind, because these are dangerous point now when it comes this way, and the woman has to find out someone is seeing on eyes on you all over like this. They change the whole story, and to fall back to you is the Kadama. So what I did was, after I tell her everything, what the big problem that was for my kafir was the madam and food, and I didn't have much problem even with the man, because I told him, you are like my father. Yes, you are white, I am black. I didn't come here to look for. I respect your woman. I respect your madam, really, and I can't touch what is hers. I just respect her. I didn't come here to look for men. So just give me my time. I come to work for you. Are you comfortable with my work? I'll just give you the best of I can. So she told them everything. After she told them everything, because this Abdallah, he loved his mother very much. Who is the mother? Now his mother, being the brother of my kafir, they have to go, they call a meeting, family meeting, they call the grandmother, and grandmother was used to stay with our own sister. I used to like this girl. She was in her 40s but not married, but she looked so young, and her body size was small. She looked young, but she had a good heart. They loved me. They give me food every time they see me. They're giving me food, because in my own kafir's house there's nothing to eat like this. Even so she explained to them everything in details, from the husband to the madam. There's no food, working like this, no rest, no soap, no pants, nothing like this. So the entire family called for a meeting, and they were so touched by my story. So what happened, they had to call him. Then they called him, he was at work this time. They called him and they asked him, Sheree, what could be wrong in your house? What's really happening between your maid and your madam like this? Then he said, nothing, we are good. Now you say, from this step when he said like this, I was to get help. But from when he said like this, now you see, they have to think we are the betrayers of their family. Now the story slept. And because this Abdallah used to have a girl 4 years old who was always on oxygen. She had a heart problem, a lot of stuff, not walking, not talking, a lot of stuff. So he had booked an appointment with the government to take this girl to London for a better heart treatment in London. So the time they left, it was 3 months. This is the time when things worsened. And I said, I used to tell my madam, even when we kept on arguing, I used to tell her I would never open the door and sneak out. And I just mark my words, and I stand for my words. So it happened is that when this brother had left the wife to London, it happened that, and so it was a fight between me and madam, and things really went bad. And she said, okay, I tell her, Carlos, I want to go, because if this is that, I can't. Enough is enough. Too much noise here, too much everything here. I don't want to work. Get me back. Then she said, you go. Then this time she asked me to go. She opened the door for me, and even she has to put me outside our house. And she asked another maid, her mother's maid, Ethiopian. Radia, I'll never forget you. Those tears you cried. You cried for me the last days. The last day I left my madam's compound. There were tears of help, tears of help, tears of strength. I'll never forget you in my life. This girl was the one made to go up and drop me my bag and everything. She took all my money. Remember, I have 11,800, almost 1 year salary accumulated with me. She takes all this money. And she forces me to take out my clothes. She's even in my bra. I wonder what can fit in a bra. If not my money, what else? She's the searching all over. Like she has lost anything. She found nothing. Everything she put one on one. Even the pads I had gotten them from the person who used to give me pads, Salwa. I will never salute Salwa. I remember you. This was the sister to the grandmother, the mother of the husband, my kafir. Salwa, if it were not for you, I don't know how the winters could have been for me. Pray for you. May God grant you the heavens. You helped me. As if you knew what it is to be a shagala. You put yourself in my shoes. That is why you were helping me. And your sister, the grandmother. So after she does everything, she is even ordering me to take out my panty and my bra. And then I get very bitter. Now you ask me to remove my clothes. What do you want inside my puss, inside my breast? What do you want? Then I refused. Then she told me, yalla, yalla, go. This time she's shouting, and the husband, I remember, is there in the men's sitting room, Majalis, outside the house, from the outside the entrance. And our own mother, this madam's now her mother, who had traveled all the way from a different city. This is Hail to Riyadh, with her maid, this Ethiopian, who is told to go and get me everything. I have no freedom. I have no permission to walk in a house like this. They're all crying. Our mother and her maid, they're crying because they thought this is not enough. This is bullying. How can you do like this? She's a good girl. She works for you. She made this house, entire home, very clean. Why do you have to be bitter on? I told her, please don't cry for me. You can cry for your madam. I will never forget her name. I will never forget my madam's name. Even if I go in the grave, I will never forget. Nora Nasa, you made my life a living hell in your house. After all the work I worked for you, even scrubbing the walls, I remember. And you take all my salary. You already drained my energy. But that's not enough. I know. That one will not always forget out of my mind. The thing is, Iliyom kiyama inshallah, it lies up. There is God in heavens, a God of judgment, God of mercy, and a God of jealousy again. Is the same God, the master to all masters. You are my master, and what you did best was to overwork me, and finally you take all my salary, my wages. Fine. There is a God. As a Christian from the Bible, I know there's a verse which says, all masters, they don't have All servants, they have to obey their masters, and the masters, you have to give us our wages in due time. That's what you did. It's not good. There's judgment over that. Now she throws me out and she bangs the door behind me. Yes, in the streets of Saudi Arabia. With only giving me out of my salary, she gave me 3 riyal and she said this: go in the streets, drink water. You don't know anywhere. You have never been outside the door. Besides getting out of the door in the midnight to throw the garbage for Zibala only. You don't know right, you don't know left. Where to go, you don't know anywhere. Then, now I hit on the street. And before I left, sorry, my audience, before I left her house, she has to take her veil in the habaya. Veil and habaya, this is the veil is the boy, the whole stuff for boy, because one thing, this is not a free country and this is a Muslim Islamic country, so for every woman you have to be covered from head to toe. Remember I am not a Muslim, but I had to stick to that, because when you go to Rome, stay like Romanians for you to fit in the situation. Now she has to put me out. I have no abaya, I have nothing, because she said, I bought for you with my money. I said, okay, do I think I care? I don't care. I'm not a Muslim. I don't know the meaning of this covering. I don't care. It's okay. Take everything. So I have now to put on my Kenyan dresses, walking in the streets, crying, because like 2 weeks I have toothaches. My tooth are paining. Then I hit the streets. Guys, I'm telling you. In the morning, it was in the morning around 9 a.m. And this time, I don't know. Arabic country is not like, it's not kind friendly country. I don't know whether they have, according to me, there is a lot of hypocrisy. Because I don't imagine you're a man, whether you're a man or whatsoever you are. You meet a human being walking in the streets, crying like things are not normal, but you can't ask, you can't pose for a question. What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Hey, that's why I like African countries. There's too much love in Africa. I couldn't have walked 5 minutes before I like everyone following. What's happened? You are a woman. Of all the things, a lady, a girl, a woman walking in the streets and crying. That's a big red flag. There's something here must be not working. Not well, not okay. Then I just had to, I met the first instant, just when I walked from the house, just 2 meters, I see a man coming from the masjid. I remember it was on a Friday. And Friday, everything doesn't seem normal, because all the people are, no one outside, no one, the street is calm. Only men are outside, and because most of the people don't work on Fridays, because that's the Islamic day of worship, so most of them, they are going to the masjid like this. I remember this guy, I don't know, maybe he was coming from the masjid. This now, as I know, but I didn't understand then. So he never asked me anything. I'm just walking the streets and crying, because I catch in my mind there was a main street ahead where cars are just passing by and like this. He never talked to me, never asked me. I just take a corner and then I stand along the main street. Remember, Kenyan dresses, exposing everything just like this, because we are Kenyans. We are Kenyans from African country. We have no bound rules on how to dress. So I come out, even even the clothes I was being given by Kina Salwa and the grandmother for the winter, everything. She took every other dress I didn't come with from in Kenya. It was good for me that I came with Kenya. From Kenya, I had carried myself 5 dresses and 5 pairs of shoes. So this is only what I had. So this is me standing on the main street. I don't want to mention the streets, because that time I was fooled. I was played like a stupid. I don't even know one name of anything, even the place I used to be. But my dear, now I have all the knowledge. I know everything I know. So after standing in the street, there was a taxi, because they used to lie to me. They used to tell me a lot of, to make me a coward.